Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me today for another Real Talk with Victor. My name is Victor Aguirre, and I will now share with you some bread for the head. Today's topic, my why. Part 1, the beginning. We will start today's talk with a quote. It's a very famous and popular quote that most of you have heard already. Is written by Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Believe it or not, there's a lot of thought that went into this quote. It's very deep, and we will add so much meaning to it by the end of today's Real Talk. My why. Why do I sit in front of a camera week after week, speaking my mind and sharing with you these videos? Why? What am I trying to accomplish? What am I trying to do? What do I get out of it? What is the end result that I am looking for? For those of you that don't know, it's been over 1.5 years since my divorce. I found myself in my 40s, starting all over again. I also remember going through a depression stage that I was able to hide from friends and family members because I didn't want no one to know how devastated I was. I remember crying. I remember going through so much pain. I remember all the emotions that I felt. I remember how my brain fucked with me so much, and it just drained so much energy from me. And it gets to the point where you just want to give up. You don't have the need to go on anymore. Your heart is destroyed. Your brain doesn't let you see how much more you're going to advance. You start to ask yourself so many questions. And without knowing, you're just playing this victim card. It was a very rough 2 months. But it's a very rewarding 2 months, because by the end of these 2 months, I remember not feeling lonely anymore, not feeling depressed anymore, for I have accepted for what happened. I also took full responsibilities for all of the actions that I took that led to this negative end result. And what happened is I started to create a relationship with myself. And I really started to admire, respect, look up, and love that person that I saw in the mirror. It's a different type of love though, because I've always loved that person that I see in the mirror. But this time it was different. This time the person that I saw in the mirror was conscious. So many of us go through life focusing on the wrong things, thinking that money, having a beautiful wife or a girlfriend, having a beautiful family, beautiful kids, having a great job, having a great body, making great money, having the nicest car, the nicest house, focusing on the materialistic stuff, taking great vacations. We think all this is going to give us happiness, and it doesn't. Because we fall into the world where at the moment it might make us happy, but it doesn't really make us feel fulfilled. We might get a shot of happiness in the meanwhile, but then all of a sudden that's not enough and you want more. And there is a never-ending story to that. You're never satisfied. You're never content. You always want more. You never feel fulfilled. And it gets to the point where you feel so empty inside. And you realize that you're not happy. You realize that you can't go on anymore. You're not excited when you wake up. You start to ask yourself so many questions about life, about reality. Why do I exist in this world? Why do these things keep happening to me? Remember, life in reality is neutral. There's no right and wrong. There is no sadness and happiness. There is no black and white in life and reality. It's all in our minds, right here. Why do I sit here in front of you week after week? I sit in front of you week after week because I am happy. For the first time in my life, I feel so much peace. I am content. And when you're content, you're able to slow down so much in life to appreciate everything you have. You appreciate your health. You appreciate that you have a roof in your head, that you have transportation. But the real happiness comes when you appreciate life because you have minimized your stress. You have minimized all these negative feelings and emotions that bring you down. And you start to see life more exciting. And you start to also kind of analyze your history. And every experience that you have lived through creates a little piece of the puzzle. And you start to put all these pieces together. Even though you don't have all these pieces put together yet, because there's still pieces missing, you get a clear picture of what you want out of life. That's called vision. You have that vision now. You have that purpose. And you start to understand there is an outer world and an inner world. And in that inner world is your mind. You understand that purpose is meaning, and meaning is in your mind. Happiness is in your mind. Even anger, stress, anxiety, frustration, all that is in your mind. The mind is very powerful. And once you understand how powerful the mind is, and you start to shift all your energy into the mind, what you're doing is you're focusing on that internal world that only exists in the mind. And you start to treat it like a muscle. You work it out every day. And it starts to get stronger. It starts to get more powerful. And what you're really doing is raising your awareness. You're raising your conscious level to another level that most people have never seen before. Most people these days, they're focused on that external world. That external world will not give you happiness. It will lead you into a trap where you're never satisfied, you're never happy, you're never content. There'll be moments where maybe you do feel like you're happy, but it's only temporary. And while you're focusing all your energy on that external world, you have no energy left to focus on that internal world, which only exists in the mind. So this is when you lose awareness, you lose your conscious level, and all you're doing is just living life and just going through the motions, just like a robot, just like one of those mummies you see in that show, The Living Dead. And it's pretty sad, because there is no purpose, there is no meaning. I made a decision that I want to live my life to the fullest. And the way for me to do that is to focus in that internal world, my mind. And I feel fulfilled, and I feel happy, and I feel content. And I'm experiencing so many beautiful things in my life right now. This is my why. This is why I share these videos and I make these videos. So you don't have to wait 40 years like I did to figure it all out. I do appreciate each and every one of you for joining me today. Real Talk with Victor, My Why, Part 1, the beginning. There will be 4 more videos that will follow today's Part 1. If you see any value in this video, if you see any value in the person that's making this video, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the comments. I enjoy the likes, the hearts, the happy faces, the smiley faces. Very appreciative to all of you that share my videos. And I also want to extend an invitation to each and every one of you. If you question yourself if I'm the real deal, feel free to reach out. If there's something that's bothering you, something that has you stuck, or you may be curious and you want to pick my brain, feel free to reach out. Thank you for joining me today. And until next week, everyone, have a great day. And sending each and every one of you good vibes.